When it comes to the penis, does size and shape matter? There are so many different sizes and shapes and techniques and preferences that it's really hard to say. But there's definitely a good and a bad of every shape and size. And here are a couple of the most common ones. So, the burrito. Well, the burrito is big. It's gigantic. It's huge. It's like, you know, ta-da. The good, it fills you up completely. Like, you can't, there's nowhere else to go. It creates major pressure and stimulation in all areas because you are just so completely full. The bad, sometimes guys with burritos are overly proud of their big guys. And that can be a problem because they can get either too aggressive and they forget that a woman's vagina, like taffy, needs to be warmed up and stretched, or else it can really hurt. It can tear. It can tear so badly you could end up in the hospital. Like, actually, you could end up in the hospital if you tear that badly. Guys also with burritos and their pride of their burritos don't really care about technique. They haven't practiced much because they're so used to just being like, look at what I have for you. But they haven't honed any technique. They haven't cared enough to focus on that. And I'm not saying that every guy with a burrito is like that, but some of them are. So those are the bad. And some girls, they just don't like having that much stuffed inside of them. It can be so big that it's like, it's overwhelming. In fact, some guys with burritos, they experience girls who say, you know, oh, sorry buddy, like that is just too much, not going there. That is not coming anywhere close to me. I'm afraid of it. That happens. So another, the banana. So like a banana laying on its back, right? So it's kind of like the come hither of a finger, sort of shaped up, like a hook, but upside down hook. The good, because it's hooked and it's constantly shaped like this, when you go inside missionary style, it's always hitting the G-spot. It's always hitting the upper wall. Well, not always hitting the G-spot, but always hitting the upper wall. And that's where the G-spot is. So even if the guy has very little technique, it's probably going to feel really good anyway. The bad. Guys who have bananas, because of the hooked shape, or the banana shape, can be a little insecure. And some guys even apologize for that shape. And because they don't realize how common it actually is. Well, guys with bananas, no need to apologize. Like, it doesn't matter. Even if you have no natural or practiced skill, you're good. You don't even know it. So stop being insecure about it. Another bad about the banana is that backwards, some of the more interesting positions, the banana is not hitting the upper wall. It's going down. So you're now that sensation is opposite. So you're not experiencing it. So missionary, awesome with the banana. The hook, opposite of the banana. The hook is going down. And the problem with the hook, well, the good of the hook is doggy style is awesome. Because similar to a banana, you are hitting that upper wall. So you're hitting that G-spot. And it's fantastic. And there are so many of those really fun, interesting sex positions are great. Like backwards cowgirl, because you're riding it backwards and it's constantly hitting that upper wall, and there goes that G-spot. The bad. Well, traditional missionary, if you're into missionary, you're not going to get that sensation on the upper wall, and you're really not going to get much going on. Even if they try and angle up, they're still not going to be hitting the upper wall. So that's a bummer. But that's okay, because there's always techniques and things that can make you feel good, and it's not always just about hitting the upper wall. The clit has a lot to do with it too, so not to worry. Then the pocket rocket. The pocket rocket is a smaller penis, but do not underestimate him, you guys and girls. Pocket rockets can get a bad rap, and they really shouldn't, because small can be very powerful. I mean, The pocket rocket, the vibrator called the pocket rocket, the most popular vibrator, is small. Don't forget about that. And that's like the go-to for chicks, the pocket rocket. So now you have a pocket rocket in the flesh. Okay, and that's the good. Sometimes girls don't like to have so much filling. They like the penis to touch a little more shallow. And guys who have pocket rockets, they generally know that they're a little smaller, so they have perfected their technique. I mean, they have really focused on making sure their technique is fantastic. They also make sure that they take care of you orally, oftentimes, because they feel like they need to make up for what they don't have down there. So they are awesome at head. Not always, but this is all generalizations. And that is fantastic. So regardless of size, the little guys can be amazing. They also are great to please because every size penis has about the same amount of nerve endings. So a very big burrito or a small pocket rocket, they're all going to have about the same amount of nerve endings, which means for the guy with a pocket rocket, they're closer together. They're all right there, like women with smaller breasts. You know, nipples, it's all of the nerves are right there. So with a guy, they're more sensitive. They're also so much easier to give head to, and it's much more enjoyable because your mouth is not going to get exhausted really quickly. It's just it's more fun. There's more things that you can do with your mouth, so you enjoy it with the pocket rocket. The bad, you're not going to get filled up. And some girls, that's what they like. They like to feel filled up, and you aren't going to get that with a pocket rocket. Now, of course, all penises have their own personalities, just like women and just like vaginas, so there are differences with all of them. They're not all the same. The sensations aren't all the same. Some people love making fast, some like slow, some like deep, some like shallow, and of course a combination of all of them. But just have an awareness of the different sizes and shapes, and the good and the bad, and what you can do about them, and how to please them, and how they can please you, and you will have an amazing sex life.